Here she is, guys. What's up? My name is Astranox. Let me talk about Fairytale Tenebria. If you're pulling for her, good luck with the summoning. So she's a limited hero, right? But her playstyle is fairly specific. So let's start it off here. Why should you pull for her? Well, you like control. That's one reason. She's limited, that's another reason. She's a waifu, that's another reason. Now for the like mechanical aspect of things, why should you really pull for her? You got like Martial Artist Ken. That's a great combo that I want to try out. So let's start it off here with the summoning. Got the Christmas lobby going on. Okay, so I'm gonna do one summon at a time because I don't like the F.Tene, it's just weird. It kills the hype basically. So the problem with Fairytale Tenebria is that, like I said, she's very specific. If you don't have one of those like really awesome combo like herself, I can't skip this, plus ML Ken to force them to attack ML. Are you kidding me? It all it took? Oh boy, okay. I'll take that. Then if you don't have one of those combos, she can be useful, but she's not gonna be like on that other level. So you force them to attack ML Ken, he counter attack, deals a ton of damage. So not only you're controlling, you're dealing a ton of damage to the enemy team. Now you could have her provoke the enemy team and attack Dark Corvus, so his skill 3 cooldown is up. I talked about that. They showed that in the official preview of Fairytale Tenebria. But you could have like General Purgus with the highest amount of health on your team, and then you provoke the enemy team to attack, you know, General Purgus. So that's a lot of combat chance for your team. And the biggest problem with a control hero is the 15% innate resist. So if you keep having like resist happening on the enemy team, then you're not going to be able to control them so good. But it's 15%. Sometimes, you know, you're going to be lucky. It's going to land on everyone. Sometimes it won't. It is a 100% chance to trigger. And it provides other things. Like, there's damage, which is low. Dispels one buff. And make them unable to be buffed for 2 turns. Then the Resurrect Provoke. So she deals damage. That's another problem because, it's a problem and it's also not a problem. So the problem is if you deal damage, that means the enemy can evade. You know, the attack can miss. So that means, of course, the debuffs, I mean, they're not going to be landing. You're not going to be dispelling a buff as well. So that's something to worry about. But she deals damage, so that means you can have Abyssal Crown on herself and you're going to be able to control the enemy team, potentially with some stuns. So that's good though. So, you know, pros and cons. Of course, I would have preferred, I don't even know, like, let's say she didn't deal damage, right? Then that's good because you've got better chance to actually get the things to happen. The dispelling and the debuffs to land. But then on the other hand, you don't have the overpowered Abyssal Crown. But then if you stun them with the Abyssal Crown, then what happens? Well, they won't attack. So if your whole plan is to get them to attack that hero with the highest maximum health on your team, then that's not gonna work. They got stunned, so you lose that resurrected provoke. So yeah, let me get her and talk about her skill ups. And here is Fairytale Tenebria in the lobby. Okay, so let me talk about this hero's skills. You know, there's some really cool combos that you can pull off. That is for sure. Now, I talked about some of them, and I talked about some pros and cons for this hero. Now, in terms of like, let's say just PvE content, right? Let's say you want to use her in Wyvern. So you've got a debuff here, enable to be buff, debuff. The resurrected provoke, the boss will be immune to that because all sort of provokes, like the bosses are immune to that. So that's one debuff on a 4-turn cooldown, so that's not bad. Now this passive here, will be dealing damage based on the target's max health. So yes, let's say for PvE you build her with high crit chance, crit damage, and I don't know, maybe you have her on a Daydream Joker, so she really contributes to damage. Yeah, it's possible with some decent speed on a speed set, like speed hit, something like that. And skill 1, you've got, you know, poison. The chance that's 45% is pretty good for one turn. The problem is the debuff will trigger the damage before the boss goes, so it will not count as a debuff. It needs to last 2 turns, so it ticks once and then it's still there. So yeah, that's a problem. Now her debuff is unable to buff debuff and poisons, so that will not be helping you in terms of survivability or in terms of, well, yes, it will be boosting the damage that you're doing, because poison deals 5% of the target's max health. So yes, you could be using her there, and if your roster is limited, you know, your roster is small, she's a limited hero, she comes every year, so might as well pull for her, right? And if you're gonna be gearing her for, let's say, PvP, then you can still use her in PvE, but the build in PvE, the optimal one, is not gonna be the one you're gonna be using in PvP, because she's gonna be too squishy, she might not have the right speed, and the effectiveness will not be high enough. Like 65% is nothing really. Now for the skill ups real quick, I'll talk about like, you know, more reason to pull or not for this hero. Yeah, here get the -1 turn cooldown. This is for sure. I mean, the great thing about a control hero, and I talked about it, you know, when she got released, is that you don't need skill ups much at all. Just get the -1 turn here. Damage, you don't really care about that, especially when you start using the hero. But if you really love the hero, you're gonna be using the hero for a long time, then you end up getting skill ups for damage, yes, but not initially. So here is just like a bunch of 5% damage, like who cares about that? Here you're gonna be using her in PvE content, then yeah, go and get the effect chance. So I'd like to try her later on in PvE content, but I'm not gonna have her at +15, so that's the thing. Like, it's not gonna be her real PvE build, which is not gonna be like a proper showcase, I would say. Since you want more damage based on the target's max health, you wanna skill this up here. But I might just leave her like this, to be honest, like, since I don't know about the PvE showcase just yet. So all you really need is the -1 turn cooldown. And now let's just talk about, you know, possible artifacts that you could be wearing on this hero. So I talked about Abyssal Crown. Yes, it's good. She's got AoE on skill 3 and on the passive, which can only trigger once per turn. And you know, you're gonna have a 18% chance at +15 on Abyssal Crown, so that's pretty good. 2 AoEs, pretty solid chance to land stun. But if you stun, you're not gonna be getting that hero to attack. The Resurrected Provoke will not be in effect. So if you're trying to get damage by having them attack Martial Artist Ken, you're trying to get combat units because you have the enemy team attack General Purgus, then that's not going to work. So Etika Scepter is going to be good if you want to cycle her skill number 3 as fast as possible. On a 4-turn cooldown with this thing, it's going to be great. You're going to get a lot of value out of this if you get lucky. It's luck based, so there is that. I was thinking about the last tea time artifact. If this can actually work on the passive when it's not actually her turn, it does have potential, right? The thing is, you've got, you know, more chances with this thing because the passive will trigger when it's not her turn, but this has to happen at the start of her turn. But this, if it does work, which I don't have, unfortunately, you guys will need to test that out and let us know in the comment section, then this could have some pretty, I mean, it could be pretty solid, but I don't think it actually works. That seems a bit too good. The chance is low, the damage gets increased. Now, her artifact is something that is not for everyone. I mean, you get this thing once, the damage is not going to be high. You know, it's going to be, what is this, like 1,000? So 1,250 fixed damage is actually, wait, it's not a it's not a difference of 1,000, it's a difference of 750 between both. So it's going to be, what, 375 more, so 1,025 damage at +15. 1,025 damage fixed, cannot crit. It will not get multiplied by the crit damage. And it's okay, but, you know, after you got skill ups on her, after you got this thing, let's say, like, at +30, It will deal more damage, of course, but do you want to invest in this hero that much? She's ice. Like, she's limited, yeah, but she's ice, you know? There's a lot of ice heroes, there's a lot of counters to ice, and she's control, and then there's the 15% innate resist. There is the fact that she deals damage with her skill number 3, so that means the attack can be evaded. So that's another problem. So, you know, there's various artifacts that you could be using. What will work is Abyssal Crown, but it's sort of like counterintuitive. Ephixa Scepter might be one of the best one. If this works, this could be good. If I mean, Tagil's Ancient Book is always great. You start this, you have souls at the start of the turn. You can soul burn Martial Artist Ken. You can soul burn, you know, herself. So that's pretty cool. You know, getting the extra turn on skill 1 to cycle faster is good, but it's poison debuff, so it's not going to be a big deal in PvE content. But it will make her cycle faster. That means better uptime on that, you know, provoke, which is control, which means, well, it's going to be quite annoying if you got a good strategy going on. Martial Artist Ken, you got General Purgus, you got Dark Corvus. You could have a hero with a counter set, yeah. You got a hero with counter set on themselves, and that's a lot. Well, it's not a lot of counters. It's luck based. That's what it comes down to. You know, first you need to land the debuff, the redirected provoke, and then you have to worry about counter set triggering. So the chance is not so high, but there is something that you can do, of course. What about you have her redirected into Martial Artist Ken, General Purgus, or Dark Corvus, right? So that's happening. There's something happening there. And then you got like 2 knights, right? You got 200 knights with Elbrus Ritual Sword. So that's a lot of potential for a lot of damage. Or you got Seaside Bellona, and that's counterattack, pressure on the battlefield, defense break. Yeah, you could have like a knight, a Seaside Bellona. I mean, it could be Charles, Seaside, Martial Artist Ken, and herself, Fairytale Tenebria. So that could be a team composition. Now, you're not going to go against speed teams because you're going to take a beating, but you could go against slower bruiser teams and sort of like try to mess them up, you know, block their abilities, not have them use their skill 2, skill 3 because you have them provoked. But then you have to build some crazy effectiveness on her. Anyways, I'll be showcasing her. So this hero is a limited hero, right? Well, she's fairly niche. Her kit is control based, so if you're thinking like she's limited, maybe she get buffed, she's not gonna get buffed. Her kit is already like really powerful, so she's not getting buffed. And if she is getting buffed, well, she will still remain a control hero. She's not gonna be primarily a damage dealer, so you have to worry about that. So about the stuff I talked about before, you know, there's randomness. You need to land that redirected provoke, and you need to have a team around her. She's gonna be a support hero, not a main damage dealer, not a healer. You know, what she does is support the team. She enables, you know, things. She enables the combo of having them attack the hero that you want on your team, but you have to build accordingly. You need to have them attack the hero with the highest max health on your side. So that means you need to tweak your team. If you want her to redirect into Martial Artist Ken, he needs to have the highest health. So that means like he's not gonna have the best of damage. So that means the rest of the team cannot be tanky. So if you bring a Soul Weaver in there, that Soul Weaver needs to have less health and be built more with damage, more defense. I mean, less health on that healer. So you're gonna have to like gear for her appropriately. You're gonna have to build a team around this hero, but the combo is cool. It's just that she's a control hero. She's not for everyone. And if you're struggling in bookmarks, I mean, just wait for the showcase. You might get enough Covenant bookmarks before she goes away. She might just not fit your playstyle. To be honest, I only pull limited heroes on like one of my 4 accounts. So keep that in mind, guys. Like, I do just fine with just a limited hero on one account here, another one on that account here. I don't pull limited heroes on all 4 accounts. That doesn't make sense. I'm free to play on all 4. So yeah, I just work with that. Like, if I don't have her, I'll be fine. There's plenty of other heroes and other playstyles. If I'm not a hardcore control hero, then like I don't need this hero. That's the thing. You don't need the hero. But my mind can change. I will be showcasing her, and of course, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a great time, and it's gonna be like some really cool stuff happening, some really cool combos. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, I mean, she's definitely a solid hero, and she brings something new to the game. So that's really exciting. Definitely is. Unfortunately, she's ice, but you know, in terms of survivability, she's gonna be fine. And in terms of health, well, it's not gonna be that hard to have, you know, another hero with more health than her, so that hero gets attacked, because you could just build her with a decent amount of defense. You know, have her on the immunity set. I definitely need immunity set on her because she attacks everyone, so expect counter attacks against her. But yeah, these were my thoughts about Fairytale Tenebria, if you should be pulling for her. But nothing is set in stone, guys. Like, I can be changing my mind in my next video, but these are just like things to hold you off, so you don't like go rage summon or something like that. You know, swipe the credit card and all that. Let us know what you guys think about Fairytale Tenebria in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like. If you loved it, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.